Dorothy Poppy has traveled around the United States and looks for the great thought leaders, and one of them is here tonight, Rekate, who I think is one of the most brilliant neurosurgeons around today, who has broken down many barriers and questions a lot of things that we used to consider convention. But he's going to come up and speak about Dr. Russel Patterson, Dr. Rekate.
If only my mother were alive to hear that. It's my great pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Russel Patterson, one of my true heroes. You all can't imagine what the difference between neurosurgery was in the 60s and 70s and what it is now. We had no MRI scan, we had no CT scan, but we had truly brave heroes to lead us into the current way we deal with neurosurgical problems. Dr. Patterson was educated undergraduate at Stanford and then went to Cornell for medical school and soon became the chairman of the Department of Neurosurgery at Cornell for many years. Retiring in 1995, he did not give up on what I consider the fourth leg of academic neurosurgery. To be an academic neurosurgeon, you have to be an excellent surgeon, you have to be a researcher, and you have to be an excellent teacher. I think that two things that Dr. Patterson has that are not as frequent as they should be. He is also a very charming person and a calming person. And he is also what I would consider a citizen of the world and a citizen of neurosurgery. Since his retirement, he's worked tirelessly with the AANS and with the AMA to improve the concepts of ethics and training in our world. I have a personal history with him. One of the hardest days of my life was taking my oral boards. Went to Houston in 1980, and I didn't sleep a single wink that night, knowing that I was going to fail them. My first encounter was with a neurologist who had a carousel of pupils, of pictures of pupils, and asked me all the most arcane questions I'd ever heard. So I was a basket case before I got to Russell. He asked me difficult questions, but he did it in a way that showed he had confidence in my ability to answer them. I calmed right down, and frankly, I did really well. I'll never forget him for that, and I've been following him ever since. He's one of the group of people who brought neurosurgery from the darkness to the light and has been responsible for the education of a great many of our really fine neurosurgeons. It's my great pleasure to introduce you to Dr. Russel Patterson.
Thank you very much. Those were words most kind, a little exaggerated, but I enjoyed them. I enjoyed hearing them. I'd like very much to thank the Chiari and Siringo Maelia Foundation for giving me this fine award at your exciting gala. As a surgeon who's operated on a substantial number of young patients with these often devastating anomalies, I appreciate the importance of your support for the research and management of the condition. It'll be a great day when we devise a method to prevent this disorders from developing in the first place, but in the meantime, we have to do all we can to care for the heavy burden that these young people carry. So many, many thanks for the award, especially for the support you've given to those who live with a disorder and to those who fight it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is remarkable. I'll hang it over my heart, and if I go to one of these places with all the shooting, I'm sure I'll be protected from any damage.